I was thinking about how to talk about this movie from the moment I left the theater to the ride home after to going to sleep that very night to now. And the only thing that's coming to mind is
I can teach you everything.
Everybody's after my chainsaw heart! What about my heart? Genji's heart! Does nobody want that?
we get in the movie, and honestly, it's pretty chill. Well, as chill as Chainsaw Man can be. Gang chilling at home, but we see that Power's horns are super long because she been drinking too much blood. So Denji and Aki gotta go take her to get drained by Makima. Crazy sentence. I'm not gonna think about too much on the implications of how we're being too horny that she has to get drained by Makima. But this opening sequence is so peak. I can honestly make a whole video on this alone, but I'm gonna just touch a few highlights here and there that I love. I love the contrast of the gang's playful morning with Makima's calm morning. I love that Power's uvula has a little power face on it. That's a cool little attention to detail, just bringing a little bit more fun into this. And also the parallels to Denji's previous life to this new one, showing that he's not actually happy despite everything changing for the assumed better around him. Nice touch. And the showing of the devils around, giving some nice world building. And then the hypnotizing on the TV leading to Makima's eye and everyone dancing around it. Bro, I want to talk so much about the implications of this scene and a bit more, so if you're an anime only, skip to this timestamp for me real quick. I'm giving you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Felt like Freddie Benson right there from iCarly. Y'all want an iCarly video? Y'all don't want no damn iCarly video. Okay, first, y'all peep the DDR and the Kobeni burger scene. They get us ready for it, bro. That scene's about to be insane, bro. And it might just be me, but these sausage looking intestines, come on, bro. Full form Chainsaw Man, hero of hell. Tell me I'm not the only one saying it, bro. God tier foreshadowing. Also, there's this scene where we see a mouse watching over Denji, Aki, and Power, symbolizing that Makima's always watching, always listening, cause we know she can control animals and things of that nature. And now with this Makima scene, in my opinion, it shows the hypnotism, then her eye, then everyone acting so out of character with all of public safety dancing around them too. Like, look at Aki and Denji and tell me they want to be dancing here. You can't. Power's stupid, so we're just gonna ignore her, but these two, nah. We've seen what Denji looks like when he's happy and dancing in OP1, and this just isn't Aki. And then we cut to this paper cutout, which can really say a lot, like how everyone around her is under her control but are also all one and the same to her in a sense, and they're all linked together through fear, devotion, or manipulation from her. This could also just be like a meta thing where everyone else is two-dimensional to her, hence it being paper people, because she really sees no one as her equal, like they aren't even deep or real to her and are all surface level being easily torn apart. This could also symbolize Makima's like lack of being able to form genuine human connections. Therefore, she has to make fake humans that are all connected, and her unfolding them could also reflect how she views the world as a whole, that being that people aren't actually individuals but part of a bigger chain of things that she manipulates, or for lack of better terms, she controls. And y'all all know where I'm coming from with this chain imagery too, and I don't have to explain why they're red on top of that, like the bloodshed she brings to the world, her hair, the color of the rings in her eyes. Like, come on, bro, like we're not children here, like this is book club and we're advanced readers, guys. And there's just so much childlike imagery here to depict such a horrifying meaning in the world with the characters as well. Like, Makima always gives off this calm, seemingly gentle, mother-like and nurturing presence, but everything that she does is literally evil. And this all ties into one of Chainsaw Man's broader themes, being the corruption of the innocent. If you don't see it at this point, bro, just picture Denji as a female character, and then you'll be able to tell why most of the stuff happening to him is bad. And it sucks that that's the only way some people will actually be able to tell that the things that happen to Denji are bad. Like, literally, make Denji a girl, make everybody that interacts with him all gender swap, and you'll see why Chainsaw Man's story is a thing of innocence being corrupted. So I don't want to see anyone in the comments calling the series a gooner show or anything like that. Just say you have a 3rd grade reading comprehension and go watch Demon Slayer or something, broski. But back to the rest. The Denji being on the horse foreshadowing Denji and Beam later on in the movie. The chainsaw, Heart, and Denji briefly being the focus of the movie also being shown. And the time for both being accurate in depicting that as well, as Denji shown for less time than the heart is there for. But that then turning into Makuma's eye, making it seem like that's also her main focus. And then us seeing her touch his chest and going for where his heart is before we see a scene where it says failed and then shows Pochita in front of the door that he keeps telling Denji not to open. If y'all don't know what that scene is saying, I can't spell it out any clearer for y'all than that, bro. But then Makima pulls the ripcord and we see how raw this moment is, literally being able to see it blow Denji's head off and even his eye pop out of its socket. Mind you, every time this happens, Denji is feeling this. We then see this scene with the iconic manga cover coloring. I love this. This shows up later in the movie too. And a scene where Makima hands Denji Rize's grenade choker pin thing and he then explodes. And then this last scene that shows Denji and Power walking to Makima's office, but her not meeting eyes with them. Almost as if she doesn't even want to look at them, or more so that they aren't equals to her. What could it mean? Also, there's like a lot of first person shots in this movie and I love it so much, man, but we gonna get to that when we get to that. But now that Power is with Makima, Denji needs a new partner, and that is going to be Beam, who is voiced by Natsuki Hanai, who y'all probably recognize as Tanjiro or Okarun, but me, that's my Kokaneki. But anywho, so Denji isn't happy he gotta work with another dude, so Makima invites him out on a date and he is on go, and she plans a 12-hour movie marathon with him. Not my first thought when having a date, but hey, go off, I guess. But every movie they watch ends up being mid, besides the last one, which makes both him and Makima cry. And Denji questions if him not reacting to all the other movies means he doesn't have a heart. So Makima pulls an elite level manipulator strategy out of her bag of tricks and puts her head on his chest and listens to his heartbeat and says he does, while running her hand down his chest. I want to feel sad that this worked on him, but this shit will work on me too. It works so well that the next day comes and bro is beyond happy. He even donating to the needy. Do you know how happy you have to be to want to donate to the needy? Like, bro, who do I look like, Mr. Beast? And he gets a flower and eats it. I'd be weirded out, but it's Denji here. He doesn't really understand a lot of things, and his body literally works in weird ways. But besides that, it starts raining. Denji runs for cover, and God, bro, I just love this animation. Like, look at how fluid this run is, how real it looks. But he gets inside a phone booth, and that's when she runs into, and she starts laughing and then crying and then apologizing. And I've never seen a more accurate depiction of a girl in my life. But then Denji spits up the flower he ate and gives it to her. And man, I'm just like Denji, because the look she gave him, bro, I would be going too. I'm easy. What can I say? But the rain clears up and Reze says as a thanks, she's going to pay him back if he goes to the cafe she's working at nearby. And that boy Denji is there before she even gets there. And she knows the shortcuts. I know that boy was moving. But this walk sequence, remember it. And also, if the parallels to Kaneki aren't already apparent enough to you, guy likes girl with purple hair. Their first real time hanging out is at a coffee shop. The girl ruins his life. Basically, don't hang out with them purple haired girls, bruh. They'll make your life a living hell. Also, Reze Fujimoto, tell Sweet Ishida to drop Tokyo Ghoul Part 3 and my life is yours. Like, come on, man. If you're ever wondering what my favorite manga are, it's Chainsaw Man and Tokyo Ghoul for good reason. But while hanging, Reze says Denji is the most interesting guy she's ever met, and Denji is clocking the she going. So he slides back to her shop another day. She's doing homework and she asks Denji why he don't go to school and why he's always working. He's like, hey man, that's just life. So she says, let me show you the school life, and boom, it's a date. And we then see this creepy ass dude talking to the Typhoon Devil, and bro, this scene in the manga was literally like 2 panels. But this is why I love movies and anime adaptations and all that, because it adds so much detail to how this guy is literally insane and why he actually feels like a threat, because he has a victim who's still alive off to the side in the room with him, and he goes to finish her off. And just the fact that this dude dude looks so unhinged and unkept. You don't really get this from these few panels. It's peak, bro. It's peak cinema. But on their little school date, they walk around, do some little questions on the board, just playing school, being kids. And then Reze starts feeling bad for bro, asking him if the life he's living is really all that good. And it has him thinking a little bit too hard. She says, let's go to the pool. And man, this pool scene, the atmosphere, the music, the visual storytelling, this is another scene I can make a whole video on, but the video will probably get age restricted. But for Chainsaw Man, I don't care. But I'll touch on two things. First, a little bit about the pool scene. The fact that while it can be seen as semi-sexual, the scene isn't inherently a gooner moment. It's meant to show both characters at their most vulnerable. Denji and Reze both being naked, and being naked being one of the most vulnerable states a human can be in. And Reze's weakness also being water that will prevent her from using her explosions just goes to show that she knew this full well and still went ahead and brought Denji here to connect with him on a deeper level. Both of them actually being happy and enjoying themselves and each other's company too. And I feel like this is even better represented by the art style choice here, because while other anime might take this moment to pronounce how curvy Reze's body is or how perky and pink her nipples could be or something like that, this movie paints them both as blank slates, canvases, painting pictures in a bleak world that surrounds them. Both parties having things they need to do, but also being two people who were forced into doing them, not actually being able to live out their actual childhoods, despite both of them being children. This scene is just so intimate without having to be overtly sexual. And while yes, I know Reze says later on that this was all part of her plan to kill Denji, if you look a little closer, she questions why she didn't do it when they first met in the phone booth in the first place. And this goes into my next point, the spider and butterfly imagery. While upon first watch, you might think this is blatant imagery that Denji is the butterfly and Reze is the spider and she trapped him, blah, blah, blah. But if you look a little bit harder, like put your reading glasses on, it's more of a double metaphor here. The pool being her weakness, her willingly going there with him, and the web also being able to be seen as a web of love with both of them in it. Not to mention that this butterfly is also a monarch butterfly, which is poisonous. So in a way, Reze went for Denji and got poisoned along the way when she actually fell for him or got entangled with him, which comes full circle with a scene later on in the movie. But you can also just look at this scene as Reze as the butterfly, her coming into Denji's life, falling in love with him instead of doing her mission, and she gets tangled up along with Denji in Makima's web. There's so many ways to look at this scene, and honestly, I'm gonna have to rewatch this movie like 6 or 7 times if I'm being honest. But after this pool scene, Reze goes to use the bathroom. Crazy guy starts chasing her, chases her all the way to the rooftop, where you can see that she's at her wit's end with pretending to be a damsel in distress. So he tries to kill her. She acts all scared, does this performative ass scream, and then straight strangles his ass and starts singing in Russian with a blank face. And this is another scene where you can decipher the lyrics of the song she's singing. But to put it simply, with my interpretation, she's basically talking about a date with somebody, but the lyrics can have double meanings. A date with Jane could mean her mission with Denji to steal his heart, or it could also be how she really feels like everything could be. Church in the morning could be the start of the mission or the start of her new life with Denji. Stroll in the park could be the betrayal of Denji or her choosing to open up to him gradually. It's all up to interpretation, but the song involving a Jane Doe, meaning nameless woman, and Reze not actually having a sense of self because she's always been used by the Soviet for their needs, I'm noticing. But like I said, I could keep going on, but instead I saw this scene and was sitting there like this. Also, while Reze was fighting for her life, Denji was thinking about the biddies. And yes, we're including Angel. But while when I was sitting in the theater, bro, I had 4K 60 FPS pores popping through the panties, power in my face. Like, do y'all want me to start sniffing the screen? And don't even get me started on how they had Makima and Reze looking, man. Oh, but let's get to the next scene before I bust. So here we are, the festival. Things couldn't look better, and Reze takes Kaneki. I'm so Tokyo Ghoul brained, bro. Like, would y'all mind if I started calling Denji Kaneki and it be like our little inside joke? Appreciate that. So like I was saying, Reze takes Kaneki to the festival to see the fireworks, and she's like, Kaneki, run away with me. We can be happy together. And he's like, but I'm kind of happy. Work is going good. Me and Power are getting along. Aki isn't annoying. And I have a goal that I kind of want to keep working towards. But if it's cool, can I keep my job and still hang with you? You want another bitch, don't you? And that's when it happens. The fireworks go off. She kisses him, but something is wrong. Denji is bleeding, blood coming from his mouth. He looks up and boom, Reze done bit his tongue off. She then slits his throat and he tries to pull his ripcord, but she cuts his hand off. She is speed blitzing this nigga in his face. But then she kisses him and says she's sorry that it hurts, taunting him. Did she have to kiss him? No. She can try to pretend that this was all for the mission, but this kiss was so unnecessary that it proves that she was going for him. But before she tries to take his heart, the goat Beam pulls up, saves him, and he's like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, it's the fucking bomb, bitch. And that's when she locks in, pulls her grenade pin, and blows up and starts flexing the new fit. And what could I say? That shit fire, literally. Like she looked like the bomb. And she dead ass blitzes towards these niggas down the mountain. And Beam tries to get away, but she hits a little 180 spin explosion and then drops another one. And that's when Beam is like, nah, we getting active, and goes super shark mode. But she hits a Gojo and blows bro up. Got him looking like this. And then local civilian devil hunters show up and she snaps an explosion at them. And bro, she moving like Sukuna with this snap sauce, and it's only gonna get better from this point on. But with her having done that, Beam got away and brought Denji to Aki while he's training with another division. But she pulled up and she's like, guys, I'm getting attacked by a devil. And everyone's like, bitch, why are you so fucking happy then? So they on BT. And while Aki takes Denji out through the back, two guys bite their hands and put mold inside Rize's body. And it's working, but she blows her head off. And then bro's like, hey, put mold in her brain, gang. And they're like, nah, we can't. Like, damn, y'all really are stupid. If they live past this encounter, I'd say they should probably start leading with that. But obviously they don't live past this encounter, because she throws her head through the window and it blows up. And then out of the smoke, we see her on some monster shit, sitting in a corner eating a nigga. And her old body runs in like a special titan, and bro tries to use the cone, but he ain't tough like Aki. And she jumps over it, jumps on bro, and instantly erupts. So she continues her press towards Denji. More dudes running up who need permission to shoot her because guns are outlawed. So this is stupid for a couple reasons. One, everyone here knew that she was here before she got upstairs. So don't you think they'd, oh, I don't know, ask beforehand for permission to shoot? Like, I get the gun devil is scary and all, but this should take a bit more precautionary measures here. And second, these are niggas who fight devils. Where are their devil contracts? If they're low ranking, okay, I guess. But if I'm low ranking and I hear explosions coming from downstairs, I'm not running towards the explosions with a gun that I need permission to use. But because people had to ask to shoot their guns at the super scary bomb monster, she bombs them and the sprinklers go off. This is important. But then Cone gets called again by the guy who already got bombed, and she weaves it fantastically again. But I gotta give props to bro, taking a point blank explosion with just the loss of an arm and not faking like you did to live another day. You're better than me, bro. I would have been laying my ass down after that one. But she is about to boom him, but because she's wet, her explosion doesn't instantly go off, and someone else uses Cone for the third time. They throwing her around like she Bonnie Blue. But thankfully this time it actually works, because he does the little Aki hand thing. And I saw bro's design, I was like, oh yeah, this guy looks special. I know he gonna live through this. Cut back to Aki and the crew. Man, why Reze got both these niggas heads, bro, and she's flexing them like they're chains she snatched. But the gang books it to the highway. She follows with aura, might I add, looking like the honored one right here. But I have to address the elephant in the room. When she was in the building, she was fighting butt booty naked, and now she has panties. Did she snatch one of these niggas underwear off? And if so, were one of them niggas wearing panties? Cause where did these come from? And no, I'm not on no weirdo shit. You guys, you just gotta believe me here. Like, hear me out. I'm just curious, cause she did not have these moments ago. And if she got panties off of a corpse and put them on, she might have more sanitary issues than pre-come up Denji does. And that's a problem. But anyway, she lands on their car. But before she can break into the car, Big V pulls up and kicks her off, and then does a super leg drop, but she casually blocks it. So he's like, damn, you strong. And she's like, nigga, you try and run it? Nah, I'm good. Go Benny, let's dip. Bro really used the Joestar secret technique on him. And we see Corazon cowering in fear. But in all honesty, if y'all saw this walking up to y'all, you either doing this or barking. I might do a little bit of both. That's just me though. But she pulls back up again and lands on the truck behind Aki and him. And she hitting this little bad bit walk so bad it done woke Denji up. And he hops on top of the whip and starts getting active, talking about how all the women around around him do is hurt him or use him, and that he really don't deserve that. And I was really sitting here listening to that scene like, preach, brother, preach. He just like me. Reze's like, bro, I like you, so don't even trip. And he almost fell for it, but Aki told him to lock in. And I just want to say this whole scene is like perfect, but during it, Chainsaw Man ending 3, literally the most popular ending, is playing the entire time. And I'm personally an OP 4 and 5 type of guy, but after hearing this one more, I'm starting to like it. But finding out that this OP was actually not finished and is gonna keep getting built up on as the series continues just makes it that much better. Because the first one that we got only covered up to that point in the story, and this one that we got in this movie is called the 70% unlocked version and touches on moments from the Reze arc specifically. So the next time we hear it, it'll probably be at the end of the series, and then we'll have the full package, and I think that's really cool. Back with the fight though, and so boom, we're finally here. Chainsaw Man versus the Bomb Devil. And with that, Reze calls back to the pool scene and tells Denji to come at her with all he's got so that she can teach him everything there is to know about life. She truly does have a way with words, I'm not gonna lie. But bro runs in, weaves a hit, but she hits a backflip and blows up the truck they standing on, sending Denji flying. And she instantly follows up, sending him through a building. He's sitting there and she done already got the next attack sitting on him, blows him up. He tries to run, but she again was one step ahead and hits him with the gut check of doom, sending him flying across the city. And she dashes straight to him and hits him with the missile foot dive. She doing this man diabolical, and he's trying to regenerate, but she starts spawn camping, bro, and burns him to a crisp. Luckily, before she gets away with him, Aki hits her with the sneak attack, cuts her arm off, and bro is ready, weaving attacks and landing clean ones. He feeling himself because that Future Devil 3-second foresight got him in his bag. But she pulls the missile out and bro had to get saved by Big V. 2 saves in less than 10 minutes. Bro would have been the side character MVP of this movie, but we gonna get to him soon. So now it's a 2v1 and Reze's like, yo, I'm practically naked. Y'all really wanna jump me? Not cool. You wanna cut her some slack? Nigga, fuck that. So Reze calls up Typhoon, and we already knew them niggas was cooked. So back with Denji, Aki and Beam are trying to heal him up. Gave him some blood. He wakes up and Angel's like, Beam, you glazed Chainsaw Man. How is he usually goated? And then he explains that bro can shoot out his chains and use them to swing around on some Spider-Man shit. But Denji's like, oh, that's tough. And so he pops his chainsaws out and peep the Pochita impact frame. That's tough. But then he says, I'm gonna ride you like a horse, no pause. Bro really on his Lil Nas X. So they out. But real quick, another elephant I got to address. This nigga was naked. Where did he get these pants from? Both him and Reze just stealing shit to cover their ass. These niggas are disgusting. They truly were made for each other. Anywho, so they ride into the heart of the storm. Denji laughing like a maniac. Reze laughing cause again, she going and she starts sending blasts off left and right, and the one that hits, Denji uses the smoke to get a clean cut in. But Typhoon heals her up. Battle so hectic it got Angel on the verge of death, but Aki saves him, and this moment alone went on to feed Yaoi fans for the rest of their lives. Just cause Aki don't want people around him dying anymore. But go off, I guess. I ain't judging. Shit, if it's good goons, it's good goons. What? Back with the fight though, Reze sending out tons of mini missiles, and this nigga Denji is using Beam to deflect the missiles. This about the most Denji plan I've ever seen, bro. And surprisingly, it's working. But a gut hits Denji and sends him and Beam into a building where Reze separates them by kicking Denji away. And thus Beam falls out the building, just leaving Denji and Reze, who speed blitzes onto the floor, moving so fast they got everything in the room shifting. She then jets towards Denji, and she's moving so fast it dead ass is warping Denji's perception, dog. It's so bad that she appears behind him on some ballerina shit, and bro, her movement is flawless. It's like watching a prime melee Marth player. She moves in, blows herself back to dodge a strike from Denji, pushes herself back in for a gut check, and before he gets sent flying, she grabs him to keep him standing, spins around him, and punches him so hard reality breaks, and these niggas end up in a 1960s black and white movie. But she really wasn't fucking with the IG filter, so she runs past bro and pops an explosion that got these niggas in some, I don't even know what to call this. And she hits him with a punch, kick, half body roll into jet kick. Nigga, what? Bro tries to grab his composure back, but she hit Nasukuna again, dashes at him, hits him with another gut check of doom, turning that boy into Travis Scott because he's the highest in the room. But she got jealous, blasts up to him, starts doing tricks around him, and look at how she got bro. This nigga done gave up, dog. But then she Superman kicks him, and bro wasn't even sure if he was dead or alive here, so he had to pull the ripcord, but she said, nah, no resets, big dog, and punches him back down to the building. Bro was so lucky he grabbed this bar, but this shit was insane. And she was about ready to end it all, but luckily MVP of the year, Beam, comes in and saves the day. So with Typhoon going crazy, Denji's like, Beam, let's take the fight to the giant baby. And they fall into the eye of the storm, and if Denji gets into Fortnite, I nominate Beam to be the glider for him. So they drop in, and them boys on time, and animation so fluid and expressive that I don't even think it's fair for me to talk about this, because I wouldn't be able to do it justice in a million years. So again, please, I urge everyone, go watch this movie while it's still in theaters. But Denji starts cutting up Typhoon, getting flung around, but Beam on elite support scoops him up, and them boys go ham. They moving so insane, it's clear that they in a flow state, and with that, Denji and Beam beat the Typhoon Devil in record timing, and we get this splash screen with the volume 1 colors, and I state it again, that Chainsaw Man is elite, and everyone needs to go watch it. Seeing this makes me happy, but knowing that Tokyo Ghoul will never get this treatment makes me sad. But Reze is hating and drops bombs on them boys and scoops Denji up by his chains, and then throws him in the air and hits the All Might and shoots colored bombs at him one by one, making a nice little callback to the fireworks festival that they were just at moments ago, mind you. But Denji cuts himself away from her grasp, and she literally lights up the sky and then sends a missile after him, but the Go Beam hits another save of a lifetime. But Reze is getting tired and hits that boy with a Ganon stomp, and then slow-mo pistol jet punches straight to his body and sends both him and Denji flying. And Beam should be dead, but he's truly goated. So alas, here we are, the final stand. Denji revs up, and she already got a boom straight on him. And so with one more trick up his sleeve, the final stand is here. Denji grabs his cord. Rize's ready to blast him, and so he pulls his cord and starts swinging his chains around, but she is on elite defense. But she fell straight for his trap, and part of me wants to believe he didn't actually plan this at all, but him pulling her in and saying, let's see you kill me from this close, and then falling in the water, also saying that he knows it's her weakness, solidifies to me that this in fact was his plan. And with them in the water, this calls back to the pool scene one more time, with the music from that scene even coming in too, and thus the final fight is over. A little later, Reze wakes up on the beach, Denji and Beam next to her, confused on why Denji decided to save her, and he says it's cause he likes her, but like all girls, she chooses to continue to play hard to get, snaps his neck and runs off. This happened with my last ex too, broski, don't feel bad about it. But he tells her that he'll be waiting in the coffee shop for her so that they can run away together. The next day comes, Denji packs up all his things, stacks his bread, and is ready to start a new life with the girl of his dreams. And Reze is about to leave for her new life, but changes her mind last minute and decides to go back to Denji, taking the same route that she did at the start of the movie, but no longer walking like a soldier like she used to, but walking with freedom and a sense of self and hope for a new future. But alas, mice storm the alley, and from the crowd of mice, Makima forms. And to this day, even as a manga reader, I don't know how the fuck she did this, but whatever. Makima mentions a conversation that Reze and Denji had in private, but Reze ain't trying to hear none of that, and is about to pull her pin when a ray of light instantly beams down from the sky and hits her. But that's when she pulls her knife out and blitzes Makima, but alas, another spear of light strikes her through her torso, and we see that it's actually Angel doing this. And with her last bit of energy, she tries to pull her pin one more time, but Makima stops her, and her last thoughts before dying are that she wonders why she didn't kill Denji, and that she sadly also didn't get to go to school either. And with that, Makima asks Angel why he didn't bring Aki like she asked him to, and Angel says that would be cruel, plus I am an angel after all. And he looks off into the sunset, and I'm not gonna lie, this line was unfortunately a bar. Later we do see Denji still sitting in the shop all the way until closing time, until we eventually see Power come in, and she honestly is trying to make Denji feel better, whether you want to admit it or not. Like, she had no reason to actually come look for Denji, but she probably missed him, and she can clearly tell that he's upset, and that's why she's not being overtly obnoxious here. But with her being here, Denji sucks up the loss of his potential wife and eats the flowers he bought for her, and the movie ends there. This movie was amazing. If you don't believe me, look at my anime list. Number 2 behind Frieren. Like, where's Demon Slayer? Hell, even The Weeknd is posting about this movie. The movie is so good, it got people on Twitter talking like they're on LinkedIn describing it. Talking about a good adaptation doesn't recreate, it elevates. Like, shut up, bro. Only way this movie could be better is if Reze and Makima were bad bitches shaking it in a club or something. But no, Fujimoto hates us. He even drew Reze in a school outfit to taunt us. Got us Reze stands looking at this picture like soldiers look at their wives in a golden locket. And I know Fujimoto had the biggest smile drawing this too. My hate for Fujimoto is almost as strong as my hate for Gege. Like, you couldn't write Denji looking back. Wait. Say that again. This movie adds so much motion that the shirt that Reze wore in the movie at one moment, people were looking for, and the moment they found it, it sold out. They out here treating common white tees like Mason Margiela because of Chainsaw Man. What can I say? I'm proud to be a Chainsaw Man fan, bro. Hell, and because this movie is getting clouded, even the dumb thick cosplayers are adding fire to the flame. Cause bro, Reze never had all that. What you doing with all that Demon Slayer? Not to mention the slander that's happening to Bakugo on Twitter right now because Reze smokes him in a fight. Like, bro, Denji and Reze destroyed a city over a situationship. They are so real for that. And what did Bakugo do? Die and then call himself a corny nickname that the person he bullied for his entire life called him. This nigga is lame. The hate for My Hero is so strong that it's spreading from Bakugo to Deku. They on Twitter saying them niggas is baby level and they're losing. Hell, even Makima's getting glazed on how she's a better villain than everyone in Demon Slayer. But ironically, my next video might be on that My Hero shit because it was crazy. And after that, when December hits, that JJK video is definitely coming instantly. But in the meantime, we can all live in imagination land where me, you, and the rest of the Reze fan all live vicariously through the art of people and ignore the story Fujimoto decided to write. But with that, I'll see all you guys in the next video, whenever it may be. So peace, and please make sure to have yourselves a damn good one.
No, you can't compare to me. Take my niggas to Japan. You go to Paris the end of the week. I'm running trips when I shop at Gavinci. You flip the pockets and ship a receipt. I don't talk a lot, I just let my money talk private jet with the same fish for a week.
Hello?
No, we not the thing though. White bitch getting mad over fake.